Good morning, this is Amy with the Oak Creek Recreation Department coming to you for household science experiments. We have one today, and it should be a lot of fun if it works out. We are going to be talking about hot air and how hot air rises and how we can figure out that it does rise. If you think about hot air balloons, they tend to have a little bit of fire underneath that they can pull on a string, and it'll bring up hot air, and that helps that hot air balloon rise. Well, today we are going to be doing an experiment not with a hot air balloon, but with hot air. And so the things that you'll need for this experiment are a pencil, a stick pin, a piece of paper, and a scissors. I've already cut out a 3-inch square. That's what you'll need to do from that paper, okay? And we are going to get started. So to start this one, we're going to take our 3-inch square. We're going to fold that paper in half, meeting up those corners as much as possible. Okay, so you have a triangle shape. Then we're going to open it up and do it to the opposite side. So when I open it up, you'll see an X through the paper to the corners. If I place it down, you'll see that it's up high in the middle, just what we need. All right, next step, we're going to take a pencil and a stick pin. Okay, I have one here. Remember, stick pins are pokey. We don't want to poke ourselves, so we need to be very careful with this. We're going to take the eraser of that pencil. We're going to stick that stick pin into that eraser, pushing it down. You want at least an inch out of that eraser of that stick pin. You want to make sure that stick pin is as straight as possible. That'll help us later on. Okay, and then we're going to take and place that pencil between the knees. Okay, so right here, stick pin is into the eraser of the pencil, and the pencil is between those legs. We're going to take our piece of paper, place it on top. This will take a little bit of finagling to get it so that it'll balance. Okay. And then we're going to take and place our hands underneath. If you notice, the paper is twirling here. We're thinking warm thoughts. Another way to do this, rub those hands together, get them warmed up. Oop. And then you can place them underneath. Thinking warm thoughts, warm thoughts, warm thoughts. You want it close to that paper, but you don't want the hands to touch the paper because it'll stop it. It'll take a little bit of time to get that heat from your hands to come up underneath that paper to make it move. And it'll turn slowly one way and then to the other. You can see it's moving slightly. Just remember, when you use paper, you want to use the lightest paper that you can find. This is copy paper. You can use vellum, that is even lighter, but again, you want light paper so that it'll move around. See how it's moving little by little? Oh my goodness, look at it's going. And you can practice and see how it's going to work. If you're in a cold room, it'll work a little bit easier. If you're in a warm room, that heat from your hands isn't going to be as much, so it'll take a little bit longer to start moving around. Look at it go. And so there you see, we can look at an experiment seeing that there's hot air, and when hot air rises, we can see that paper twirling around. Again, it's not going to go real fast, but it'll move back and forth, back and forth. So I hope you enjoyed this little tidbit of science, and we will see you next time. Thank you, and goodbye.